What is going on, everybody? Back again for another Sixers pregame live. Hope everyone's having a great week. Hope everyone's having a great day. Game 3 of the bubble for the Philadelphia 76ers going up against the worthless Washington Wizards today. We know how this game should go. We'll see how it goes. We definitely want to talk up in here, get some matchup predictions, talk about the game and what we are looking to see, and get some questions and answer them from you guys. But first off, I go by RB, Philly Take with RB, and we got my guy up on here today. What's going on?
What's up, man? It's a new day. I know we're still kind of recovering. I think that might have been the worst I felt after a Sixers win this past game. My first thoughts in this game are, has Brett Brown made some adjustments? And this has got to be the Ben Simmons game. It's been two shaky games. I know he had like 19 and 13 the first game, but TJ Warren was giving him the work. He was giving everybody work. But today, it's got to be the Ben Simmons game, and I got to see some improvement out of Brett Brown. I'm officially out on the coach, by the way. I'm sure you are too. He can only improve. Like, that was the lowest of lows this past game, playing Neto that much. And I really hope – I haven't heard an update. Have you on Glenn Robinson? I really hope we see him today, by the way, as well.
Yeah, haven't heard any update, guys. If we get the official lineup, if we get the official injury report, let us know in the chat while we're up on here. But yeah, appreciate my guy Steven Conrad Jr. being up in here, man. We are broadcasting live from 2 channels, so hit the like on both channels. Subscribe if you are new. A great Sixers content creator right here. Links are in the description. Shout out to him. And let's see who's up in here already. Let's see who's up in here. My guy Murph DeKenzo, what's going on? Corey Dennis has been commenting every minute from 30 minutes leading up to the chat. Shout out to him. Paul Gorski. Let's see. Kara Pools up in the chat. What's going on? BLSG, my guy. What's going on? Caleb the GOAT. I'm still salty about last game. Yeah, he's a Spurs fan, so we just snuck that one out. Let's see. It's over, Anakin. I have the high ground. How's it going, y'all? Go Sixers. What's going on, Ethan? Appreciate you being up in here. We got 20 people up in here already, guys. Hit the like button. Hit the subscribe if you are new. Shout out to my guy. Links are in the description. Camo Wolf, what's good? Let's go Birds HD. What's going on, my guy? Kevin Cronin. Let's see. Aaron says, did you guys see the Booker buzzer beater? These NBA games have been intense and amazing so far. Every game has been crazy, filled with a lot of energy, and a lot of high-scoring games, surprisingly. I did not think they would be this high-scoring so far. Let's see. Delaware Now, Tiger Raven, what's going on? Y'all will beat my Wizards. Sheesh, you're a Wizards fan. That's not looking good, man. Not looking good. Tom Tamp, Oscar Lou, what's going on? Tom says, I think this will be Ben Simmons' bounce-back game. Sixers will win. Ben will have the same game since the bubble, 5-7-2. Hope he's feeling all right. He has not been himself. And getting into what I'm honestly wanting to see from this game, I completely agree with you. I think this is the Ben Simmons all-or-nothing game. That's really how I'm looking at this. Joel Embiid has answered the questions. This guy has put up 40 points. This guy has put up 27, fighting through multiple defenders. Like, Joel's toughness, his mindset, his mentality has been there every game for me. I'm absolutely fine with what Joel's doing. He needs some help. Joel's answered my questions. Even Tobias has had a couple quiet, nice games. I'm not worried about him. The guy I am very worried about is Ben Simmons. I was tweeting earlier about him. Man, it's like Ben Simmons is the most exciting player for me to watch, but he's also the most frustrating. Like, him not shooting the ball, we talked about this numerous times, man. Like, Ben Simmons not shooting the ball literally holds back this team in so many different ways. And at this point, it's like point guard or power forward, it doesn't matter if he's not going to at least attempt some jump shots. Even besides the jump shots, last game, he just looked completely out of it. He was just not himself. And he was just worthless on the floor. Like, I'm going to call it what it is. He did not help in any way last game. And I hate seeing Ben Simmons like that phase out of the game. So, I need to see a better game from Ben Simmons. But if I were to ask you your top 3 things that you're looking for in today's game, you already gave me the one about Ben Simmons. What are your other 2 top areas that you're looking for from today's game?
Well, yeah, obviously Ben Simmons. The other two, I want to see Brett make some adjustments he needs to have better rotations. They've been absolutely terrible, and just get this scheme together. Whatever we're trying to run on offense, get back to what we were promised. It seems like we strayed away from the whole Ben Simmons power forward thing. I mean, he was in foul trouble, but just get back to running more pick and roll. It worked in the scrimmages. We looked really good when the starters were out there. I don't know what they were, a plus whatever, but they looked amazing, and things went to hell whenever the bench came in, and
Nope.
yeah, so definitely Brett Brown. And then I'd like to see probably another consistent game out of Shake Milton. I think, look, he responded as great as you possibly could this past game after having himself a really bad game, but I just want to see some more consistency out of him. But he's like the least of my worries. It's all about Ben Simmons today. Let's get him back on track. And oh man, Brett, we're banking on him having good rotations. We'll see. I don't know. I'm not too confident in him anymore.
Yeah, I'm right there with you. Besides the whole Ben Simmons thing, which is the main thing I'm looking for today, the other things I would look for in this game is one, defensive intensity. Like, I'm tired of preaching bully ball. I'm tired of all we hear about is the size and length of the Sixers. But for some reason, we can't guard easy layups. We continue to go under on screens. Like, our defensive prowess has not been there at all. It has not been there, and I'm tired of it because that's what we're supposed to predicate our team on, our defense. I just think it's time to have one of those games where you hold a team to below 90, 95 points. Make a statement. If you're going to let the Wizards come out here without Bradley Beal and John Wall and let them shoot all over you, come on, that can't happen. So I'm looking for a lot of defensive intensity, closeouts, rotations. And number 3 is the rotations, like you said. I can't even put it into words as to why Brett Brown will not continually play Alec Burks. I think he just hates him. I think there's a personal relationship problem. I don't know what's going on. Raul Neto, I put a tweet out over under 10 minutes today. I'm scared that he's going to play more than 10 minutes. The rotations have been terrible. Furkan Korkmaz got going last game, but he did start off cold. I need some of these other guys to step up. Like you said, hopefully Glenn Robinson at third place because I want him to be in the playoff rotation. But overall, these rotations got to be a lot better. They got to be a lot better. And Brett has to get this solidified. I mean, we're going in a game 3 out of 8. And then we're going to be in the playoffs. And if we don't know who our rotation should consist of, I mean, we're in big trouble.
I'm glad you mentioned the playoff rotation because I had mentioned this, and you brought up Alec Burks, by the way, too. I had mentioned this in my last video. We have, 6 more seeding games left. Let's get this playoff rotation together. There is no way Neto should be playing any minutes in the playoffs. You mentioned Alec Burks. I don't know why Brett doesn't like him. I guess maybe because he's more of a 2. He's more of a scoring type of guard, whatever you want to call him. But my thing is this. There should be 2 guys playing the point guard and 2 guys only, Shake Milton and Ben Simmons. Whether you have to stagger minutes, so be it. But it blows my mind that he's giving Neto more run than Burks. I believe Burks he's 4 of 4, take it for what it's worth. He's 4 of 4 from 3, in the limited minutes he's playing. And this team needs all the shooting that they can get. So it's time we start to see this playoff rotation. Neto just can't be. There's no way he's in the rotation. There's no way.
No, there's absolutely no way. Alec Burks, every time the guy takes a shot, it looks very clean, goes in, even off the pick and roll. I mean, the guy he's a veteran. He understands how to play the game and is not nearly as small as Neto, so does not get torched on the defensive side of the ball. But yeah, Brett has to get this right. I don't know what's going through his head. And just the fact that we score big in the first couple quarters and then we allow these teams to come back. Last game and the game before, we allowed over 40 points in the fourth quarter. And we were just talking about this. Look, your fourth quarter is not supposed to be the one where you score 40 plus. It's supposed to be nitty gritty down last possession type of game. And we just, where's the defense at? Where is the defense? I just don't like it. But overall, in terms of a positive, what I took away from last game is, they finally answered the one question that we've been talking about. Who is going to take the big shot? Who's going to take the last shot? I really liked how Shake Milton said, you know what? No. The play was for Joel Embiid in the post, but he said, you know what? I'm going to step up and I'm going to take the shot. He's young, he's inexperienced, but after a bad game, he bounced back, had a decent game, and said, I'm going to be the one to go out and win this game for us. So at least we know someone can make a big shot.
Mm-hmm. And I remember we used to talk about this all the time, like who the heck is going to take the last shot for the Sixers. Shake Milton, man, he may be the guy because you saw how much they sagged off on him. And Embiid's commanding all that attention, Al Horford being Al Horford. Tobias, teams would assume just because of his scoring ability, he may command attention. So it may be Shake Milton a lot of times. He's taking these crucial shots at the end of games, and he seems confident and kind of like unfazed by the moment. So I really like what I saw out of him in the fourth quarter of that last game.
Yep, I agree. And the 2 games before, Shake shooting 1 shot from the field and then shooting 5. It's just ridiculous. This guy has to get his range out. He has to come out of his comfort zone or whatever it is, whether we're not setting enough screens for him, letting him roll. I mean, like you said, Ben should also have the ball in his hands, but again, Tobias should as well.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen a little bit of Ben Simmons handling the ball way too much. And we'll talk about Ben Simmons more because obviously, like we said, he needs to step up today big time. I mean, if you're not taking advantage of a matchup like this one, like really, what is wrong with you? But Asia Roberson, what's going on? Appreciate you being up in here. Ethan says, I better not see Neto get more than 4 minutes and 59 seconds. I'm scared. Corey Dennis says, a win, no Neto, and Ben shoots the ball. That's going to be another one, Ben shooting the ball. Mm-hmm. We'll talk about our prediction later like we do every pregame. Will Ben Simmons shoot the ball? I just don't get it. Let's go Birds. HD says, when Ben is good, he makes a good impact in the game. When he's off, the whole team is off. Point guard's like the quarterback. When he does bad, the whole team does bad. So Ben depends on how far a team can go. I've been saying it for a while. This team really hinges on Ben Simmons. And if he's aggressive and if he's doing his thing out there. Nadir, what's going on? Appreciate you being up in here. Let's see. Would Sixers trade Milton, Matisse, J. Rich, Al, Tobias Furkan, and a few picks? That's like trading the whole team. Like, come on now. Come on, we can't do that. Brett Brown equals Andy Reid equals error. I completely disagree. I mean, at least Andy was able to be successful and get us to the big game. Brett Brown can't even do that. Mm-hmm. Maybe in terms of clock management and not calling timeouts at the right point, maybe you got that right. But I would say Brett Brown equals Chip Kelly, and that name is banned from this chat. BLSG says it looks like GR3 and O'Quinn will play, but as of now, Mike Scott is not playing in this one. Appreciate the update. Jonah Lynn, does Alec Burks want to even be here? That's a good question. I mean, we might end up driving this guy out of here. And it sucks because we went out and acquired him and GR3 at the deadline. These guys really haven't fit into the role, whatever it is yet. But they can be effective bench pieces. That is why we went out and got experience for the bench. But yet Brett's first rotation or first sub in terms of rotation involves Furkan Korkmaz and then Raul Neto. Like it's just hard to get your groove down when you go from playing 30 minutes a night, shooting 40% from the field, and now you're playing 11 minutes a night. You know what I mean?
Yep. Yeah, that's the thing. You think he would? Do you honestly think Alec Burks would want to come back to a situation where Neto's getting more run than him off the bench? I don't think so.
No. Neto has to be Brett Brown's long lost son. Just has to be. There must be something. I just don't get it. Alec and Glenn might leave after this season. Sad. I don't think they trust in Brett Brown. I don't. Burks is a top 7 player on a team. Furkan and Neto are not. Furkan is only good when he's hot, and if he's not, you cannot
literally
keep him on the floor. Because he's also a liability on defense. And I've talked about this the last couple pre-games and post-games. I'm not sure your opinion on this, but what have you seen from Furkan? Because in my opinion, I feel like not so much last game, but the game before, they have him running the point, trying to dribble around screens as if he is JJ Redick. And he's not JJ Redick. What do you think?
It's a shame. Like, I don't understand Brett. He lets guys handle the ball that aren't good ball handlers, but he doesn't give the ball to guys who should be handling it. And like, my thing with Korkmaz is he's a good shooter, but I think he gets a lot of run on this team because he's so necessary. If we had a better bench, if this team was filled with more shooters, I don't think Korkmaz would get as much run as he does.
I agree. Asia Roberson, appreciate the super chat. I mean,
holy smoke.
Thank you. I mean, never expected, always appreciated for the grind and the hard work. Means a lot, Asia. Thank you so much. Says, what's up, RB? Yankees and Phillies have a doubleheader today in your park. The weird thing is Yankees are the home team in the first game and the Phillies are the home team in the second. I'll let you know what happens. By the way, you better beat the Wizards. Asia, you already know. Always keep me updated on the Phillies Yankees, even though I probably know we're going to get smacked. But thank you for the $100 donation. It means a lot. Show Asia some love in the chat. Spam up Asia in the chat. Thank you so much. It means a lot. It really does mean a lot. I appreciate it. And let me know as the Yankees are spanking the Phillies. That'll be the least of my worries today.
Chat's going crazy right now.
Hey, spam up Asia in the chat. Spam up Asia in the chat. I appreciate it. A lot of work behind the scenes here. We work hard on this stuff. Let's see. Brett Brown equals Chip Kelly. There we go.
It's a good comparison.
Horford is 70 years old. Oh, man. No Andy Reid slander. DJ Eastwood, Run It Back podcast. What's going on, bro? Appreciate you being up in here. Brett Brown equals Chip Kelly, a man who overcomplicates everything with advanced analytics because he thinks he's a revolutionary genius. Keep it simple, stupid. I absolutely agree. Which bench piece do you think will blow off this match? It's hard to say. I would want the guy whose jersey I'm repping, Matisse Thybulle, but is he going to get significant minutes? Who knows?
That's another thing. Matisse has gotten barely any minutes either. He should be playing more than Neto. He should be playing more than Korkmaz too. And then when you have a guy like TJ Warren going off, you should put Matisse on him. That's what we have him on this team to do. Brett, like Eastwood said, he overthinks everything. I don't understand it, man.
I don't get it. Andy Reid was more successful, I can admit, but both of their coaching can't bring us to the promised land and will not bring us there. I agree with that. I agree. Brody, what's going on? Appreciate you being up in here. Con says, hi, everyone. Shout out to you. Anthony, what channel is it on? We are currently live streaming from Philly Take with RB and Steven Conrad Jr. We can see all the comments, guys. Hit the like button on the channels. Subscribe if you're new. My guy right here does some fire Sixers content. His link is up in the description. Shout out to him. Aaron says, I think the Sixers struggle defensively because Indiana and San Antonio shoots lots of mid-range, and the Sixers invite that shot. I didn't watch all those games, but I think that might be why. I absolutely agree. It's every team. Any team that has a guard who can pull up off the dribble is going to toast the Sixers. It's like a broken DVD player every single night. It's just I mean, I can't even talk about it anymore. It's the same thing. You know what I mean? You know, roll under the screen. Guy pulls up DeRozan. I mean, that's his bread and butter. TJ Warren, same thing. Come on. Scott Lawrence, what's going on?
Sorry to interrupt. Like, I think that's on Brett too, because that's his defensive scheme. It's been that way this whole time Brett's been here. He just sags people off way too far. We have guys who can play defense. I just don't. Brett's got to go, man. I can't sit here, can't defend the guy. There's no way. No, absolutely not. Scott Lawrence, what's going on, bro? Says, good afternoon, RB. Let's get this win. We definitely need to see a lot of improvements. A lot. And I'm going to ask my guy Steven Conrad this in 1 second here. Let's go, Bird says, if Alec Burks plays in a starting role instead of Jay Rich, I tell you this team is a top 3 team, not Eastern Conference NBA. I'm interested to see what happens down in the playoffs. I'm going to put this on a screen again. Shout out to Asia once again. Appreciate everything she does for the channel. Always in here showing love, supporting. Things like this inspire us to keep going. Not even just the donation, but just showing support all the time. Like it just means a lot for you guys that are up in here at 3:00 on a weekday. Like, you know, we're talking Philly sports. That's what we do. I appreciate it. Yeah, let's show her some love up in the chat.
Asia in a good mood. Always, always. She's always happy, in a good mood, and that's why I appreciate her. Asia says, with Hat pitching in the first game, I don't think so. You don't think so? I mean, I could see the Phillies getting swept. I'm already pissed off about the Phillies. The Phillies stink, man.
Yeah.
Philly girl, what's going on? Appreciate you being up in the chat. Shout out to you. Bryant Lynn, I swear, if we lose, man, if we lose this game, I mean, I'm not gonna know what to say, really. Philly 559, what's going on? Says, what's good, RB? Early bird gets the worm. Appreciate you being up in here, man. Matisse, Burks, Al, and Furkan. Should Al Horford be back in the starting lineup? Absolutely not. No. Even though he's had a good plus last game and a plus minus, he still looks slow. Sometimes it looks like he doesn't even have hand-eye coordination to me. And I think the problem is that when we play this big 3-4 forward lineup, it's like Al Horford is expected to close out on a shooter, and he's just too slow to do so. That's what I'm seeing. Like, we're too big, and we just cannot get outside quick enough, which allows these teams to have space. What do you think?
I agree. Like, even when you take Horford out of the starting lineup, we're still big. Ben Simmons is 6'10", Tobias is damn near 6'10", and Embiid's large for a center. Like, we're still big. You still have that bully ball style, and all these other teams are adapting to small ball. So I don't think you want to go too far in the big bully ball direction. I mean, it clearly didn't work this season, as we all saw. So,
yep, I agree. Asia says, what's Steven's link? Up in the description. His link's down there, guys. If you have not yet, sub him up. I mean, this guy's always grinding. He's awesome. Absolutely. Let's see. Shout out to my guy, DJ Eastwood, Run It Back Podcast with the super chat. Appreciate the donation, my guy. Wanted to get him up on here too, but I know he's busy. This is more of an early game, but we're all going to definitely collab soon, have like a big round table one game, maybe even a playoff game. Like, imagine that atmosphere.
That would be fun.
All of us up on here going crazy, man. Appreciate my guy, DJ Eastwood. If you guys haven't subbed him up yet, of course, go ahead and sub him up. He's the realist at the Fire Brett Brown podcast. The Fire Brett Brown podcast. He's also Raul Neto's biggest fan, so there's that. Let's see. Good question by Only Freezy. Says, who do the Wizards have that can outscore Philly? They barely made it to the bubble in the first place, so we really shouldn't have any trouble taking a big lead early. This is exactly what I wanted to talk about next. Let's be real, Steven. Like, should the Sixers win this game? Absolutely. Should we win it by 15, 20 points? Absolutely. I mean, I'm going through the Wizards' last couple games. Their leading scorer is Thomas Bryant. Shabazz Napier off the bench. Like, this is who we're going up against. Again, no John Wall, no Bradley Beal. The guy who cooked us earlier in the year, if you remember when the Wizards beat us in December, Davis Bertans cooked the Sixers. The Wizards have nobody on their team. They're like 20 games below 500. They're like 2 games from being out of contention of even making the playoffs already. If the Sixers don't come out and handle their business, I mean, what is this going to say about the Sixers?
Everything, man. I mean, you can't lose this game. I'm serious. Like, if I understand it's a seeding game, but like, I'm already up in the air when it comes to the way this roster is constructed. If they lose this game, I don't care if Joel plays the worst game of his career, if Ben Simmons, gets in foul trouble again. It falls on the coach. You got to have the players ready. There's no excuse whatsoever today. This is as close to a win as you could ever get handed to you. Absolutely.
I absolutely agree. Like, there are teams where you just need to handle your business and get it done. And that is today. But the Sixers, as we've seen, tend to play down the competition. They tend to just slack off. Maybe if we have a big lead in the third or fourth, they just take their foot off the gas pedal. That cannot happen today because when you let teams like this stay in the game, well, they usually end up playing pretty hard down the stretch. Aaron says, do you guys think you should base your D like Milwaukee and Toronto, give up lots of threes but pack the paint? Well, we were actually just talking about this. Like, these teams, the difference is that they play so fast. They are able to close out. When you watch the Sixers, they just play too slow. They just play way too slow. And again, teams like Milwaukee and Toronto scare the heck out of me because they're just all up in your face. They're suffocating your shooters. I think we just need to play up to the tempo that Toronto plays with if we can, you know?
Mm-hmm. I definitely don't want to give up. The Bucks give up threes. I don't know. Maybe it's just the way the game is played. They do pack the paint, but here's the thing with the Sixers. We got Joel protecting the rim, so I don't think that's the thing. We don't need to pack the paint. You got the big guy back there. Everybody else, you better be up in the shooter's face playing defense. The issue is when Joel gets taken out of the game. I don't know about you, man, but Horford, he is nowhere near the rim protector or defender that he was when he was on Boston. I have no confidence in him to get a stop when it's in a pick and roll. He's toast every time.
Yeah, no, absolutely not. And that's my thing. That's why I don't want to see them together too much. I've said before, I think Tobias should run a second unit with Al Horford and Jay Rich, or maybe Alec Burks or something like that. Split your ball handlers up because I'm seeing too much of Ben Simmons sitting on the baseline as if he's lost. He does not know what to do. Or Tobias sits in the corner. That's the whole thing with me and you and everyone else this whole time is like, where's the identity? Because I really feel like we don't have one right now.
Yep.
I'm 95% sure Ben will have a huge game, 25-point triple-double. That's really what I need to see today because, well, let me ask Steven Conrad Jr. Like, if there's one major thing, and we'll get into our matchups and all that, our prediction stat lines and everything, but in terms of Ben Simmons, like, if there's one way you could put it, like, what is the issue right now? What would you say?
Well, the thing was, in the Pacers game, I liked what he did offensively. He gave you 19 and 13. I know he didn't shoot, but he was getting to the rim, you know, and that's his bread and butter. But this last game was one of the worst he's played in his career. And I know what's going to happen. He's going to have himself a nice game, and everybody's going to be like, oh, it was the Wizards. You know, they're the worst team in the bubble, yada, yada. But when you played two kind of shaky games, you just got to get your confidence back and reassure the fans that you're still Ben Simmons. You know, we still believe in you. This is the game, though, where you do need to shoot. You know, I'm tired of the excuses for him, by the way. I'm a big Ben Simmons fan. I'd much rather have him than not. But you know, when you got the Sixers Twitter account posting videos of the scrimmages, he's pulling up from three, and not just in the corner, by the way. Like, it seems like we make more and more excuses for the guy. I want him shooting everywhere on the court. He can do it. He does it in warm-ups. There's no reason he shouldn't be doing it. I'm not asking him, you know, to shoot 8 threes, but, you know, take a couple today. If you're open, take the 3, you know. It's basketball. Yep.
I mean, we saw Ben Simmons take a shot clock violation before he went and shot a 3. I'm right there with you. I'd mentioned this to you earlier. Like, he's so exciting, but he's so frustrating because him not shooting the ball hinges the Sixers' success of winning a championship. It holds him back from being potentially a top player in the game, and it really just messes up the flow of the offense. Like, think about having a point guard or a power forward who just will not shoot the ball, not even from mid-range. Like, I'm right there with you. I've been trying to figure this out, and I'm like trying to convince myself to believe something or this or that, but there's just no answer. There's no answer. He comes out right away, and I commended him for this, for getting all the press and everything off his back. He came right out after all the videos, and he just shot it, and it looks fine. And like I've alluded to before, how can you not be confident in your shot if you make it? You make it. It goes in. So I just don't know what the heck's going on. Maybe he's not getting enough plays where he can roll out to the corner, catch and shoot. I don't know what it is. Maybe he's handling it too much at the high post. I'm seeing teams start to collapse on him again, and he's always looking for the pass. He's always looking to throw it out to someone. I'm actually very worried right now because, like I said, if we don't see this in the playoffs, you thought it was bad last year where certain games he just stops playing pretty much. What do you think it's going to be like this year with him off the ball? I'm actually very worried.
That's the thing. We need to get back to like that's why one of the key points I said before this game was I'm looking at Brett not just for the rotations but the scheme. We gotta stray away. I don't know about you. I cannot stand all the post ups this team's runs. There should only be like 2 or 3 guys. Horford shouldn't really post up unless he has a mismatch, but teams are literally leaving their guy open to double team the post entry pass and they keep stealing it. I mean, maybe that's why Brett didn't play Alec Burks because he can't throw post entry passes. I don't know. But we need to get back to what we were promised. We were promised pick and roll. We have the guys that do it. I just don't understand. Every team does it. You watch any other game. I was talking to Ryan before the stream. You watch any other team. Their rosters are nowhere near as talented as the Sixers. They make offense look just so easy because they simplify it. It's just spread out, pick and roll, hit the open guy. It's that simple, but we don't do it, and I don't understand why.
Nope. I don't understand either. And to add on to that, I feel like, okay, maybe we don't have enough shooters on this team, right? But you see these other coaches figure it out. Like with our size, you're telling me we shouldn't be able to create separation off picks? We're so damn big. Mm-hmm. We're so big. You're telling me we can't create a mid-range pick and roll for Tobias Harris to open up a shot where he's bread and butter? Like you're telling me we can't do that. I do not believe that whatsoever. And another thing that I feel goes very undernoticed is offensive rebounding. We talked about it before. How many guys do we have that are almost 7 feet tall? And we're getting out-rebounded by like 8 against the Spurs? Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Their tallest guy is Jakob Poeltl, and that's really it. They have a bunch of athletic guards. You're telling me Joel, Ben, Tobias, and Al Horford can't grab boards over these teams? Like, even if we miss from the field, if our guys are rebounding and putting it back second chance points, I mean, we went 3 quarters last game without any second chance points. I can't understand that. That is lack of hustle to me.
Mm-hmm.
James says Simmons has to be aggressive early. It's like he comes out of the gate with it or he just does not get going. And that's what I don't like. Or he comes out and gets one right away. And as soon as they adjust, as soon as they start to collapse, he just continually looks for the pass. If we lose, I will be pissed. I feel you. I mean, if we lose this game, something must happen. Something. Ish Smith going to carry the Wizards to the first round of the playoffs. Isn't that crazy? Like, Ish Smith is starting for the Wizards. Ish Smith. Look at the guys we were playing today. If we don't take advantage, I mean, I don't even know all 5 of their starters. I know Hachimura is pretty decent. Thomas Bryant, I mean, okay. And Ish Smith, I don't even know who the other starters are, to be honest.
So they don't have Bradley Beal or Bertans?
Or John Wall. None of them.
Come on.
They're 7. Hold on, I got the standings up. They're in ninth place, and they're currently 7.5 games behind Orlando. And you have to get within 4 for the play-in. So, I mean, they're almost out of it already, and they're depleted. It was even a joke bringing them here, to be honest. But they needed someone to play in. You know what I mean? They didn't want to just bring the 8 seeds here and not have any competition. But, I mean, the Wizards stink. Like, come on. I'm still shocked we beat the Bucks yesterday. We just need a dub today. 38 Sniper, what's going on? Does Matisse Thybulle have potential to win Rookie of the Year, even though most likely be Zion? No, he's not going to win it. He doesn't get enough minutes or enough play for that, even though he's probably the best defending rookie I've seen in a while. No, even though I love Matisse. Appreciate you. Let's go, Birds. Asia Roberson says, I just subbed up to Steven. Shout out to you.
Appreciate it.
Thinking long-term if Brent gets exiled if we don't make it far in the playoffs, what other coaches are available? Again, a lot of people ask me this question. We'll have to wait till it's all said and done. We have to see what other coaches move around. I will say one thing, though. Yesterday, I tweeted this out. Imagine if the Sixers had promoted Monty Williams and gotten rid of Brett Brown. I mean, you see what he's doing with the Phoenix Suns. They play hard for that guy. Remember when Toronto got rid of the coach of the year and then won the championship the next year? It takes balls. It does. Let's see. Julian says Ben's going to destroy today. I hope so.
You should.
We need to get power forward. No, we don't. We have too many forwards. Too many. We always get good players when they're out of their prime. We have to rely on drafting, which we really don't do so well. I don't 100% agree with that. I feel like we get guys who might be near the tail end of their prime, but we don't use them right. Every guy regresses. That's the problem. Calling it 24, 10, and 10 for Ben today. So we might as well get into our predictions. I've been doing this the last couple pre-games. We'll go over the three big guys, Ben, Joe, and Toby. I'll ask you for your stat line predictions. I'll give some as well, and then we'll look at the chat. Let me just read a few more comments here. So 24, 10, and 10 for Ben. People are already giving their predictions. 13, 8, and 8. Got to say the Sixers have a flawed roster. They can't play fast or slow. 19th in pace. I wish I could get a good look at what pace they should play. I feel you, man. Let's see. Hot take up in the chat. Ben scores 30, goes 7-11 for 3, and makes a game-winning 3, 11 assists and 10 boards. And then Nadir says no 3 attempt for Mr. Simmons. So we'll go ahead, Steven. Let me get you. We'll start with Ben Simmons since he's the hot topic here. What is your official stat line prediction from Ben Simmons? And will he shoot a 3-pointer? Remember who we're playing today. I feel like if there's any game that he could shoot a 3, it would be today. But then again, I turned my back on it. But I'll let you go ahead.
I think he has his stat line will be like 23 points, 12 rebounds. I'm gonna say 7 assists, and I think, believe it or not, he has shown no reason for me to believe this. I think he's gonna take 2 threes today.
2 threes on what kind of plays? The corner rollout?
Yeah, it'll be catch and shoots. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if they're both from the corner.
Yeah. I feel like Ben's going to bounce back, but at the end of the day, I feel like everyone's going to eat today. I'll say 19 points. I think he will have a triple-double. I'll say 19 points, 11 rebounds, and like 11 assists. I think he'll just sneak over it. But in opposition to Steven, I'm not going to be duped anymore. I will not be fooled and sit up here and say Ben Simmons is going to shoot 3 threes. No. He will not shoot a 3 until he shoots a 3. So I'll say none. But I'm hoping he does. Let's see. RB or Flyers looking good. They're the only team that doesn't give me pain when I watch. It's crazy. Hot take. How will Neto and Brett Brown get fired during the offseason and DJ Eastwood celebrates like it's 1999? I like it. Let's see. Facts just play hard D and rebound the ball. The offense will come. Yep. Let's see. Let's get to some of these predictions. Seeing a bunch of crazy stuff up here in the chat. I'm not even going to address it.
I must have missed it.
They're talking about how will Neto being a superstar up in here.
Oh, boy.
I kind of feel like we should trade Jay Rich this season. Should have decent value and simply isn't that great. I might be there with you. Might be there with you. All right, here we go. Chat's jumping. Ryan, you left out Philly 500. Left him out of what? He's a GOAT of Philly content. I mean, he's simply a GOAT. There's no other way I can say it. Shout out to him. That's my guy. Barn 5, what's going on? Getting into our Ben Simmons predictions. Corey Dennis, Ben, 25, 10, and 10, attempts 2 for 3 threes. Ben, 16, 9, 8, and a block and 3 steals. If he gets a couple steals, I'll be happy because it shows he's engaged. And he's also one of the best. He's one of the quickest guys I've seen, like, especially on the break. It's crazy. Simmons, 18, 8, and 8, no threes attempted. I'm thinking around that. 24, 4, and 3. Ben, realistically, 20, 10, and 9. 13, 6, and 6. Embiid needs to yell at Ben to step up. I wouldn't mind that. I really wouldn't. If those guys are in each other's faces, you know?
You know, that won't sit well if it happens on TV today, but I hope it happens behind closed doors.
Yep. Kevin says, shouted you out on Insta, man. Appreciate it. Appreciate it a lot. Shout out to you. Nadir says, why would he shoot today? He had 2 scrimmage games with no attempts. I'm not going to be duped again, guys. I'm sorry. Ryan Rose says Ben Simmons will score 26, 8, and 3, and he will take at least 2 3-pointers. Let's see. Ben will have 23, 11, and 10. I'm a GOAT. You're a GOAT. He's a GOAT. Everyone's a GOAT. Hit the like on both channels. We got 50 people up here, guys. Hit the likes on both channels and subscribe if you are new. Ben Simmons is going to settle for threes, but the problem is that he's not actually going to shoot them. I know, right? Like, he'll be wide open and he passes it up. I don't get it. Ben Simmons, 19, 7, 8, and 2. Ben Simmons, 27, 6, and 3 steals. Let's see. I don't believe Ben's shooting ever again until he proves me wrong. And, yeah, it's frustrating. It's very frustrating. Ben Simmons, 24, 5, and 6. All right, so we're thinking about the same thing, around a triple-double for Ben. Hopefully rebalance today. We'll go on to Joel Embiid next. Everybody comment your Joel Embiid predictions in the chat. Steven Conrad Jr., what's your official stat line prediction for Joel Embiid today?
I just think this is a game, like, Joel's the best center in the league, and Washington doesn't have anybody that can stop him, but I think he's going to kind of chill out today, just kind of try and get in rhythm. I really liked what I've been seeing from him passing-wise out of double teams and stuff. I think you're going to see more of like a playmaking Joel today. I think he'll have I say 19 and 10 from Joel, but it'll be very efficient, and I think you're going to see a lot of Horford today. I think Embiid's not going to play a whole lot of minutes, and that's fine with me. Just kind of get some run under your feet.
Yeah, that's interesting. So you're going on the low side with Joel, taking the under, but yeah, I completely agree though. Like, even though there's still some work to do, at least Joel is, when pressure is coming, because every single time, I mean, he's getting double teamed. Mm-hmm. There's no doubt about it, and it's only going to get worse in the playoffs. But I like how he's playing. I don't think anyone on the Wizards is really a big matchup for Joe, so I'll probably go with 32, probably like 12 or 13 rebounds and maybe 3 assists and a couple blocks as well. I think Joel's going to be fired up today and just keep proving why he is really at this point. I'm thinking without Joel, this team can't go anywhere if he's not on the court. Let's see.
Yeah, what am I kidding? 19 and 10. I mean, he's probably going to go out there and just try and murder this team. He wants to keep. I think he's averaging in these 2 games. It's like 34 and 15, right? Something like that.
Yeah, I mean, he's going absolutely off, and the Wizards are depleted. I don't really see anyone that can stop him, to be honest. Ryan Rose says Joel will score 35 and 4. Joel 40 points, 11 rebounds, 4 assists, and will shoot 55% from the field. I like that, 55%. Joel Embiid, BLSG, says 49 points, 7 rebounds, and 9 assists. JoJo 30, 12, and 3, a good game. Michael Robbins, why are people so optimistic about Ben shooting multiple threes when he hasn't shot it in 4 games? I'm feeling you. I'm not getting duped anymore. Joel 32, 21 rebounds, and 4 assists. Corey says Joel 35, 20, and 3, gets to the line many times. That's another thing. I need to see this team be more aggressive and get to the free throw line. They're too big. It has to get done. Tobias, Ben, Joe's been getting there. I forget what he had last game, but I know the first game he had above 12 free throws, I think. So
yeah,
I mean he's pretty much hard to stop, to be honest, in the paint. 45 and 18, 3 blocks. 37, 15, and 2. Let's go, Birds. Just subbed up to Steven Conrad.
Appreciate you, man.
Game is on what channel? NBC Sports Philly. 18, 8, and 3. 23 minutes played in a blowout win. 27, 15, and 3. 42, 23, 5, and 5. Embiid better treat this like barbecue chicken. There you go. Embiid's stats are going to be the same as November 25th, 2019. Don't even bring that up, man. Don't even bring that up. JoJo will shoot a lot today. I don't want to see that. I don't want to see him and Al out on the perimeter, even though Al's caught a couple hot stretches. Please, no. Please, because when we get in a playoff series And like I said, Toronto or Milwaukee is closing out on Joe, and him or Al Horford's trying to shoot threes, and they're not going in. I'm not going to be happy. 29, 12, 4, 3 blocks, and a 3 made. All right, and I guess we're getting into Tobias Harris predictions. Hold up. Let's see. So the last one, we might as well do it. Tobias Harris. What do you think? What are you expecting to see from Tobias? Because he's had a couple of nice, quiet games here. I think he's been solid.
So he's averaging, I think he's at like 27.5 points a game in these 2 games. The first game, like he had 30 and 8, not super efficient, but this last game, he was really efficient. I think this game, the thing with Tobias is he's been aggressive and he's hunting shots. He's getting to the basket. I think this game, I think he's going to be our leading scorer today. I'm going to say I think Tobias gets around 27 today. He'll probably have like 7 or 8 rebounds, but I think, he's going to get it going. Like nobody who on the Cavs, I mean, we said who on the Cavs can guard Embiid. Who the heck, nobody should be stopping Tobias. He needs to keep cementing himself as the scorer on this team, and living up to that contract he got, really.
Yep. I'm going to go around the same. I think he's going to have a good 26, probably like 7 or 8 rebounds and maybe 5 or 6 assists. I think Tobias will have another good game. Quiet, but I think he'll have a good game. I'm looking at the Wizards starters here, like from last game. I really don't know what the matchups are going to be like. Because it's hard to wonder who's going to guard Tobias Harris or who's going to guard Ben Simmons. Troy Brown Jr., Isaac Bonga? Come on. Tobias has to light those guys up.
Yep.
Tobias 29, 7, and 6, 24, 4, and 2. I think Joe and Shake are going to combine for 70 points. I feel it coming. Interesting.
Wow.
Interesting. Joe, last 2 games, 34, 15, and 5, 59%.
Wow, he's dominating.
Jesse Martin, what's going on, bro? Appreciate you being up in here. Raul Neto career high 29 points. Stop it.
Brett will make him a starter if that happens.
Right, come on. Corey says 25, 10, and 3 from Tobias. 27 and 10. 20 points, 3 for 7 from 3 because Embiid dominates. 14, 6, and 3. 17, 5, and 5. 5 assists. 24, 6, and 5. 26, 5, and 9 with 3 steals and a block. Tobias Harris will break his career high as well as Joel Embiid. That'd be crazy. But yeah, these stars got to step up. It starts with them. Now, I guess I'll go ahead and ask you this just as one additional one. Shake Milton obviously had a big bounce back game last time. What are you expecting from him? Keep going in the same direction or maybe lays off a little bit today? What are you thinking?
I think, with the Wizards being who they are, not much talent on that team, Milton's going to get a lot of run. I think he'll have like 18 points. I think the thing with him is I want to see him attempt shots, be aggressive, let it fly from 3 and get to the rim, do what you do off the dribble. But I think he'll have like 18 points. It'll be on not as good efficiency, but that's fine. You want to see him aggressive. He's in the starting lineup, feeding off of the star players. So, I could see him getting like 18 points.
Yeah. I'm probably thinking around the same, somewhere in the teens, maybe a little bit lower today. 14 or 15. I think they'll be out on the perimeter, but down low is where I really think that we'll eat today. I mean, let's be real. This shouldn't even be a matchup, right? Like, I mean, we'll get into our score predictions. We'll probably be on here for about 15 more minutes, guys. We'll get your score predictions and our score predictions. Another question I'm interested to ask you, guys, again, if you know if Glenn Robinson III is playing, let us know in the comments. I think Mike Scott is out, and who else am I missing? Glenn Robinson, Mike Scott, and Quinn. I don't think he'll even play anyway unless there's garbage minutes. But who do you think will be the guy to step up off the bench today, if there's one?
You asking me?
Yeah.
I mean, like I say this every time, and I said this before the scrimmages, like it has to be Alec Burks. You need to give him heavy minutes. His skill set is just so necessary. I mean, he shoots basically as well as Korkmaz, but he can handle the ball. He's more athletic. Like it just has to be him. He needs to play more minutes. I honestly don't care if he's running backup point, but like he shouldn't be getting outplayed, or Brett shouldn't be giving more minutes to Neto rather than Burks. It has to be Burks. You watch all the true championship caliber teams. Like I look at the Clippers, they have that one guy that comes off the bench that just lights it up. Lou Williams, that's the popular one. You look at some of these other teams, they have a few guys not quite, on his level. I can't think of some off the top of my head, but they have them, and I don't know why we're not experimenting with it.
Yep. I absolutely agree. I would either say Alec Burks if he plays, fingers crossed. Maybe if Glenn Robinson III plays today, him. But Matisse Thybulle, I think he's got to hit some shots from outside when he has the opportunity, because I'm actually very scared. I remember we talked about this before. If Matisse is not hitting well, I'm actually terrified that Brett will not play him in the playoffs, maybe more than like 8 minutes a game. And we need Matisse Thybulle on the floor. I'm telling you guys, it is so essential with playoff offenses in the half court. Matisse Thybulle. I mean, people love to come at this kid when he gets torched by a superstar. I mean, he's a rookie. Let's remember that. And he's way ahead of his years. So Matisse Thybulle needs to be in the game. Like, I feel like he hasn't been able to get his flow going at all, because he's playing 10 minutes a game. It's kind of hard to do that when you're not being used correctly. Just my thoughts, though.
I agree.
Let's see. Have you guys realized that since Joe was injured, he has been playing really well? I mean, really, since coming back, since getting in better shape, he's been playing well. And, yeah, Corey Dennis, everyone has a good game. Blowout win. 16-4-4. Shake 14-4-3. Shake 15-5-5. 17 points, 4 for 5 from outside. Brett is using a 9-man rotation today. 34, 1-7. He will tear it up. Wizards own us, unfortunately. It's always these bum teams that, like, I'll tell you this. We cannot let them hang in. If we get the halftime and this is a 2-point game and the Wizards, it's like I said, this game, I'm not even looking for the score throughout the game. I'm looking for how we're playing. Are we playing down the competition? Because, the Wizards, like I said, they're close to being out already. I feel like they're going to come out hungry, at least a little bit,
Yeah, and look, we're running out of these seeding games. You need to this is when you shake the rust off. You can't wait till the playoffs to shake the rust off. You need to start figuring things out now. You got to literally step on the Wizards' throat from the beginning and keep your foot there this whole game. And there's no reason you shouldn't be able to.
Yep. Chris says, why is it so rare that players have their career highs on the Sixers? I know it's random, but I never understood how players like J. Rich Tobias hasn't had it yet. I don't know. And it's actually funny. Guys on the other teams always have their career highs against the Sixers. And I can tell you exactly why. It's because professional basketball players, believe it or not, even if you think they're trash on the NBA level, if you give them open jump shots, they're going to be able to hit shots. These are professional players, and we just don't play hard enough on defense. But you're right. I think it's all about the system. Like I said, you cannot have so many ball handlers on the floor that you get one of the guys out of his rhythm. And I think that happens.
You notice the common theme here is it seems like all of these guys who are posting their career highs on the Sixers, the one thing remains the same. You can say what you want about who's on the Sixers roster. It's Brett Brown's system. That's the thing that's been remaining the same over the years.
Yep, absolutely agree. Ben isn't going to take a three. He spends too much time practicing threes in the pregame. Yeah, he wears himself out, right? Let me ask you this question because I put it on Twitter. Over under Raul Neto 10 minutes played today. What's your first reaction to that? Over or under?
I mean, I have no reason to believe he's going to play under based off of the last 2 games, but I saw somebody commented it on, in the stream, and I seen on Twitter, Brett wants to lower the rotation to 9 guys, and I was sitting here thinking about it. Well, what 9 guys is it? And I would hope that means he's leaving out Neto, and that means what's his name? If Glenn Robinson is healthy, he's in the rotation. So I'm taking the under. Neto is not going to play at all today. He better not play today.
I'm actually worried. I'm actually worried that Raul Neto might go out and play like 20 minutes again. Just knowing Brett Brown, I'm actually like nervous about it. I don't know why, but I just am. Simmons, 18-point triple-double today. Victor Williams, Ish Smith, 30-piece tonight. You heard it here first. This would not surprise me Pick some player. Pick Shabazz Napier for all guys. I mean, the dude was a stud in college, has been on like every NBA team at this point. I could see Shabazz Napier hitting like 4 threes off the bench. I could see Ish Smith going for 30 tonight. There will be a guy to step up against us. Maybe even Mo Wagner. I mean, the dude is as slow as a turtle, and he could go out and man Al Horford. Like, Oscar Lou, we beat them 120-70. That's a bold prediction right there. That is a hot take. Shake 14-4-5. Julian says, how Neto getting significant minutes has to be the biggest joke of this franchise. He would get cut or be a reserve on any other team besides Philly. He would be benched on the Knicks. I don't get it. And it's not like we don't have anybody. Alec Burks knows what he's doing. I don't get it. I don't get it. Burks, 13 points, 5 rebounds, 3 assists. Watch Ish Smith go off. Of course, it's always the former Sixers, too. We are going to lose. We are away. Right. Right. Max, a Sixers fan. What's going on? And by the way, guys, 53 people still up in here. Me and Steven will be back immediately after the game for the post-game live reaction. So if you're up in here right now, you better be up in here immediately after the game. We're going to come with our instant thoughts, reactions, hopefully to a win. Because if we lose this game, I'll just say it's not going to be pretty. It's not going to be pretty. I mean, Steven and I both go crazy about the Sixers. We're not afraid to go off on a live stream. So
yeah, it'll be a fun time.
Over for Raul Neto. You guys think Sixers should get more paint points? 17th in paint points. Absolutely.
We're 17th in paint points?
I didn't know that. I thought we were a lot higher than that. But if that is true,
that's embarrassing.
That's a problem. Fire BB. I knew we'd get one up in here. We as fans often overlook the fact that every player on an NBA franchise is one of the best players in the world. Absolutely. Like, these guys are professionals for a reason. If you give them wide open shots, they're going to hit. Come on. Do you guys play basketball yourself? Yeah, right now I play in the neighborhood freaking court. Yeah, and I know more than Brett Brown. Crazy, man. I mean, I think you could put RB and Steven Conrad Jr. out on the wing, and we could probably beat the Wizards today. Just speaking honest, like, come on. They are better than me. Dang, how old is Ish Smith? I don't even know. He's got to be in like his mid to early 30s. Jay Rick, what's going on, bro? Appreciate you being up in here, man. Joel Embiid, 26-12-4. No Neto anymore. More Burks and Robinson. Yes. I wish. Hot take Sixers 133-93.
Okay.
Ish Smith was a Sixers ? Yes, he was. He was. I mean, I'll count him as a process Sixer. I think he was during one of those years.
Yeah, he was.
Going to be a close game again because Brett Brown doesn't know how to coach. 119-113 Sixers. So before we get up in here and give our predictions, let me just ask you this. If this comes down to the wire, if this is a Spurs game, a Pacers game, you know, maybe we lose the lead in the last couple minutes, but we sneak one out. How are you going to feel about this game?
Oh, terrible. I mean, that's about as close as you could get to really losing this game. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not going to do – like, last game, I kind of let it slide, and I was like, well, we won this game, but it won't fly. It'll be a bad post-game stream, I'll tell you that. I'll be out on this team, if we're being honest.
I mean, it's – like, let me think of how to word this question. Like, is it time for us to accept that we just are what we are? Because I don't like settling for that. I don't like saying this is just the bottom of the Eastern Conference type of team. With the expectations and the talent that I know we have on this team, it's hard for me to just say, all right, you know, we're just a 6-7 seed, you know, it is what it is. I don't think like that. I don't know about you.
Oh, I don't want to think that way, but you know, if they end up losing, it may just be the sad truth. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Want me to bring up more stats about the Sixers? Because honestly, I don't understand them. I haven't watched too much of them either. The stats really just never make sense on this team, to be honest. Let's see. Fire Brett, he disrupted Ben's development and can't make a decent lineup to save his life. Neto over Burks makes 0 sense. No lie, when he comes in, I watch just him, and the only positive I see is his quickness with D. Yeah, but he's way too small and just gets outmatched, man. All right, so we'll get into our Sixers prediction now. We might as well go ahead. I'll let you kick it off, man. What is your final score prediction for today's game?
I'll take the Sixers obviously winning this game. I'm going to say Sixers like 121, Wizards 90.
121 to 90? A 31-point blowout.
Yeah, it better be. It better be.
I'm going to be a little less optimistic. Like, I'm sorry. Until I am proved wrong, I really think this is going to be at least a reachable game in the fourth quarter. I think it's going to come down. I don't think they're going to be ahead. I'm sorry. Like, it's just, I'm one of the most optimistic guys, but I just can't be right now. I cannot be. I think this is actually going to be a high-scoring game, believe it or not, given the fact that the Sixers don't play defense in the fourth quarter. If the Wizards score over 40 in the fourth, I will not be happy. I will call this a loss. But I'm going to have to go with Sixers 128, Wizards 122. I think we win by 6 points. I think the Sixers do go up on a big lead in the third quarter again. And then I think the Wizards start to march their way back. But the Sixers end up holding on out. But I'll take the Sixers in a win. They have to win this game. There's no doubt about it. Smith is going to go wild this game. Ish used to be my favorite Sixer. He played with hustle. Yep. Sixers 119-86. This should be a boring win. Yep, I feel you. 122 to 104. Ish and Noel. 120 to 100 Sixers. Philly 500 just went live. Shout out to him. Always the process Sixers. Trust the process Embiid. Fire Brett Brown says I might have to see my therapist after this game. Ben Simmons, Sixers win by 17 points. Embiid should bring back the mask from the 2018 playoffs. Oh, man.
Got the shirt on as we speak, actually.
I like it. Shake gets his career high 39. Simmons 26, 10, and 10. Beat 35-20. Tobias 30-piece. Horford 67. Had a dream Ben hit 1-3 during the game. Oh, man. Hope it was real. Yo, Simmons, you better do good today. Sixers 145 to 103. Crazy. It's either we lose by 30 or we win by 5 at most. No in between with this team. Tomic says 125 to 120 for the Sixers. 121-104. Sixers blow a 17-point lead and win 119-113. I'm telling you, I think we're going to win this game by 6 points. And I could realistically see the Washington Wizards and no-name dudes hitting clutch threes in the fourth quarter. Let's see. Ish might give Shake problems. Wasn't Noel on the Sixers? Yes, he was. Is there a chance that we lose? I hope not. Hopefully you guys aren't the Bucks yesterday. Their starters got rolled over by G Leaguers. I see the Sixers 125 to 110. Sixers 118 to 115. Yeah, probably the greatest Sixer ever. We traded Drew Holiday for Noel. Crazy. Let's see. I can't remember the last time everyone on the Sixers plays well. Thank you. It always feels like there's 2 to 3 guys who play mid-awful. Yes, there's no identity. It's one game this dude, one game the next dude. I agree. Horford greater than John Wall. Let's stop Ben Simmons. Let's stop it. Do we get an easy win like we're supposed to? Shout out Philly Mike on Philly Talk Podcast. Guys, sub him up as well. I'm going to say no. Steven will say yes. I'll say no. I don't think so. Not until you prove me wrong. And this is the Wizards. This should be an easy win. Colin O'Leary, 125 to 110. What's good, RB? If this game's anywhere close, I'm going to make a 2-minute Brett Brown rant. Shout out to him. Let's see. Sixers win 134-119. I mean, TJ Warren looks like a top 5 player, so anything is possible in the restart. Philly Mike fire Brett Brown. But yeah, with that being said, appreciate everyone that came out to the pregame stream. Always love it. Continuing to do this. Definitely got to get Steven up on here more and more people. And there's 60 people up in here right now. So if you have not, when this is over, click the like button on both streams. Subscribe to my channel and to Steven's if you are new. And we will be back here immediately after the game, about 5-10 minutes after the game. Instant thoughts, reactions. I'll just say, the last thing I'll say is this can go really good or it can go really, really bad. Steven, what is your closing remarks? Anything just else you want to see on the game?
No, I really just harped on it. I really need, this has to be the Ben Simmons game. He needs to just assert himself from the get-go. The whole team really does, but after what happened from Ben, I'm sure he's going to be motivated too. It's happened before. There's been so many instances where he's had a bad game and he just comes out and really asserts himself. So, I expect to see that. Of course, appreciate all you guys for tuning into both of our channels and stuff like that. Definitely stay tuned for the post game. You're either going to see a really hyped up and positive show, or it's going to be some of the most negative Sixers talk you'll see in a long time. So either way, it should be good content nonetheless.
Yep, absolutely agree. But with that being said, guys, hope you guys have a good time watching the game a little bit earlier today. And like I said, we will be back up on here in a few hours. So shout out to everyone. I go by RB, Philly Take with RB. And
we are. Wait, are you asking me? What's up?
Yeah, like say. Usually I just close out by saying my name.
Yeah. Steven Conrad Jr. over here. As always, make sure you hit the subscribe button on both channels. Links can be found in the description, and have post notifications turned on, man. I want to see all you guys in here as soon as that live button is hit, even before I see some of you guys engaging. So please do that. Your support is awesome. Keeps us on our grind, keeps us motivated.
Yep, definitely. But with that being said, appreciate you guys, and we will catch you on the next one. Peace.